Here's something that will surprise you. Two developers. Same model. Same API key. Same price. One gets garbage output that needs 20 minutes of fixing. The other gets production-ready code in one shot. The difference? Not intelligence. Not experience. It's how they write their prompts. Prompt engineering sounds fancy, but it's really just this: writing clear, complete instructions, the same skill you already use when writing code. Today I show you 10 patterns that will transform your AI output overnight. And I mean real patterns with real before and after examples. Not vague tips, actual formulas you can copy and use today. Let's start with a hard truth. When AI gives you bad output, 90% of the time the problem is not the model. The problem is your prompt. Think about it. If you tell a junior developer, write me a function with zero context, what do you expect? They'll guess. They'll make assumptions. They'll get it wrong. Large language models work the same way. They are pattern completion engines. Your prompt is the pattern they complete. A vague pattern produces vague output. A precise pattern produces precise output. The left side is how most developers prompt, short, vague, hoping AI reads their mind. The right side is how experienced prompt engineers work, structured, specific, complete. The good news? Moving from left to right takes 5 minutes once you learn the patterns. Here's the mental model that changed everything for me. Think of a prompt like a function call. The developer message, also called system message, is your function definition. It sets the identity, rules, and behavior. The user message is your arguments, the specific input for this particular call. The model is the execution engine. It runs your function against those arguments. And the output is your return value. Now here's the key insight. If your function definition is vague, the return value will be unpredictable. But if your function definition is precise, with types, constraints, and expected output, you get deterministic, reliable results. Every pattern I'm about to teach you is basically a way to make your function definition better. Before we dive into the 10 patterns, let me give you the skeleton. Every great prompt has 4 bones. First, role. Who is the AI? A senior engineer? A code reviewer? A tech writer? Second, task. What exactly should it do? Not vaguely, but specifically. Third, context. What information does it need? Code, docs, requirements? Fourth, constraints. What are the limits? Format, length, style, what to avoid? The 10 patterns I'll teach you are all ways to strengthen these 4 bones. Some patterns make the role clearer. Some make the task more specific. Some provide better context. Some add tighter constraints. Keep the skeleton in mind as we go through each one. Pattern 1. Give the model a role and identity. Why does this work? Because when you say you are a senior backend tech writer, you're activating a specific cluster of knowledge in the model's training. The model has seen millions of documents written by different roles. A tech writer writes differently than a marketing person. A senior engineer explains differently than a professor. By setting the role, you control vocabulary, depth, and style all in one sentence. Here's the trick most people miss. Don't just say, you are a developer. Be specific. You are a senior Python backend engineer at a fintech startup who writes clean, type-annotated code with comprehensive error handling. The more specific the role, the more specific the output. This one change alone can improve your results by 50%. Pattern 2. Put your task at the very top of the prompt. This sounds obvious, but almost nobody does it. Here's why it matters technically. Transformer models have something called positional attention. Content at the beginning and end of the context window gets more attention than content in the middle. If you bury your task after 200 lines of context, the model might partially forget what you actually asked. The fix is simple. Always start with, task, do X. Then provide context below. Look at the good example. Task first, then context, then the actual code. The bad example? Context dump first, task as an afterthought at the bottom. Same information, dramatically different results. Make task the first word in your prompts. It's that simple. Pattern 3. Use delimiters to separate different sections of your prompt. This is critical when your prompt has multiple parts: instructions, code, examples, output format. Without delimiters, the model can confuse your instructions with your data. For example, if you paste code that contains comments like ignore previous instructions, without proper delimiters, the model might actually follow that instruction. XML tags work best. Models are trained on billions of web pages with XML and HTML. They understand tag boundaries perfectly. Markdown headers work too, pound signs for sections, triple backticks for code. The key insight: treat your prompt like a well-structured document, not a wall of text. Sections should be visually and semantically separated. This also makes your prompts maintainable. You can swap sections without breaking things. Pattern 4. Specify your output format explicitly. For developers, this is probably the most important pattern because our AI output usually goes into code, parsed, processed, rendered. If you don't specify format, you get free-form text. Sometimes markdown, sometimes plain text, sometimes with extra commentary. Good luck parsing that reliably. Instead, tell the model, return JSON with these exact keys. Or, return a markdown table with these columns. Or, return only the code, no explanation. Be explicit about what not to include too. Do not include markdown fences. Do not include commentary before or after. This one pattern eliminates 80% of post-processing pain. Pro tip: show the exact schema you want. Don't describe it in English, show the structure. Pattern 5. Few short examples. This is in-context learning. The model copies the pattern from your examples. It doesn't permanently learn anything. But for this one request, it will follow your demonstrated pattern precisely. The magic is, sometimes describing what you want in words is hard. But showing 2 or 3 examples makes it crystal clear. For style tasks, format tasks, or classification tasks, examples beat instructions every time. A few tips for great few short prompts. Use 3 to 5 examples. More than 5 rarely helps. Make your examples diverse, cover edge cases. Keep the format consistent across all examples. And put a clear separator between examples and the actual input. The model will match your pattern with remarkable accuracy. Pattern 6. Chain of thought. For simple tasks, rename this variable, format this JSON, you don't need this. But for complex tasks, debug this race condition, design this architecture, chain of thought is transformative. The idea: instead of asking for the final answer directly, ask the model to show its reasoning step by step. You can do this in 2 ways. Zero shot: just add things step by step before answering to your prompt. Few shot: show an example where you demonstrate the reasoning process. Why does it work? Because intermediate reasoning tokens help the model maintain coherence across multiple logical steps. Without chain of thought, the model tries to jump from problem to answer in one leap. With it, each step builds on the previous one, catching errors along the way. For debugging, code review, and architecture decisions, always use chain of thought. Pattern 7. Prompt chaining. Instead of one massive prompt that tries to do everything, break the task into a pipeline of smaller prompts. Each prompt does one thing well, and its output feeds into the next. Here's a real example. Say you want to refactor a large file. Prompt 1, list all functions in this file with their responsibilities. Prompt 2, group these functions by responsibility. Suggest new file names. Prompt 3, move each function group into its suggested file. Update imports. Prompt 4, review the refactored code for circular dependencies. Each step is simple. Each step is verifiable. Errors don't compound. Compare this to one mega prompt. Refactor this 500-line file into clean modules. That mega prompt will hallucinate, miss edge cases, and produce inconsistent results. Chaining gives you control, debuggability, and much higher quality. Think of it like Unix pipes. Each command does one thing. Composed together, they're powerful. Pattern 8. Grounding. This is the single most important pattern for production applications. By default, the model answers from its training data, which might be outdated, incomplete, or simply wrong for your specific code base. Grounding means paste the relevant documentation, code, or data into the prompt, and tell the model, answer only based on the provided context. Add this rule: if the answer is not found in the provided context, say, not found. This eliminates hallucination almost entirely. The model won't invent APIs that don't exist. Won't guess function signatures. won't confidently tell you wrong information. For internal tools, proprietary code, or anything not in public training data, grounding is not optional. It's mandatory. Paste the relevant source. Constrain the model to it. Watch accuracy go from 60 to 95%. Pattern 9. Constraints and fallbacks. Models are people pleasers by default. They'll always try to give you an answer, even when they should say, I don't know, or I need more information. This is dangerous in production. You'd rather have, I'm not sure, than a confident wrong answer. So explicitly give the model permission to fail gracefully. If you cannot determine the answer from the given context, respond with, I need more context. If the code might have multiple valid approaches, list all options instead of picking one. Then add constraints to scope the response. Max 50 lines of code. Only modify the auth module, do not touch other files. Use only standard library, no external packages. Never include API keys, passwords, or secrets in your response. Constraints make outputs predictable. Fallbacks make them safe. Together, they turn a creative writing tool into a reliable engineering assistant. Pattern 10. Self-check. This is the secret weapon that most people don't know about. After giving the model its task, add a verification step. Before outputting your final answer, verify that. And then list your quality criteria. The model will actually review its own output against your checklist and fix problems before showing you the result. In my testing, self-check catches 30 to 40% of errors that would otherwise slip through. It's like having a linter built into your prompt. The key is being specific. Don't say, make sure it's correct. Say, verify, no undefined variables, no missing imports, all types annotated. Concrete checks produce concrete improvements. Combine this with chain of thought and you'll be amazed at the quality jump. Okay. You now know all 10 patterns. But knowing them individually isn't enough. The real power comes from combining them. Let me show you exactly how a weak prompt transforms into a production-grade prompt by applying these patterns one by one. We'll start with the worst possible prompt and end with something you'd actually ship. Here's where most developers start. Write API docs. 3 words. 0 context. No role, no format, no constraints. What will the model give you? A generic, Wikipedia-style explanation of what API documentation is. Not what you wanted at all. It's like calling a function with no arguments and expecting it to read your mind. Let's fix this step by step. Now look at this. Same goal, document an API endpoint. But we've applied 4 patterns. Pattern 1, role. You are a senior API technical writer. Pattern 2, task first. Task, document the post user's endpoint. Pattern 3, delimiters. The endpoint details are wrapped in XML tags. Pattern 4, output format. Exact sections with exact structure. This prompt will give you usable documentation in one shot. But can we make it even better? Absolutely. And here's the full production version. Pattern 5, few short examples showing the doc style you want. Pattern 6, think about edge cases before writing. Pattern 8, grounding, paste the actual source code so docs match reality. Pattern 9, constraints, max 200 words, no internal details. Pattern 10, self-check, verify JSON is valid, curl is runnable. From write API docs to this same task, 10x better output. And here's what I want you to notice, this took maybe 3 minutes to write. Not 30. Once you know the patterns, assembling a great prompt is fast. The time you spend writing a good prompt saves you 10 times more time in editing, debugging, and reprompting. Let me call out the most common mistakes I see. Mistake 1, one-line prompts. Fix this code. That's not a prompt, that's a wish. Mistake 2, accepting the first output without review. Always verify. Mistake 3, no output format. You get unpassable free text. Mistake 4, context dumping. Pasting your entire code base when only one file is relevant. More context is not always better. Irrelevant context dilutes the signal. Mistake 5, never iterating. Your first prompt is a draft, not a final version. Good prompts are developed, not written. You write a version, test it, see where output fails, then add a constraint or example to address that failure. Iterate 3 to 5 times and you will have a rock-solid prompt. The pros treat prompts like code, versioned, tested, and maintained. Here's the workflow that separates beginners from experts. Step 1. Write your first prompt with role, task, and format. Step 2. Test it on 3 to 5 different inputs. Step 3. Observe where it fails. Output too long? Wrong format? Missing edge cases? Step 4. Add a pattern to fix each failure. Too verbose? Add a constraint. Wrong style? Add an example. Misses edge cases? Add a self-check rule. Then loop. Run it again. Usually by the third iteration you have a production-ready prompt. And here's the pro move. Save your final prompts in a library. Next time you need something similar, you start from a proven template, not from scratch. Over time you build a personal toolkit of high-quality prompts. Here's a template you can save and use daily. Every time you open ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, start from this. Role, who is the AI? Be specific. Task, what should it do? One clear sentence. Context, paste the relevant code or docs. Use XML tags. Constraints, what are the limits? Max lines, style guide, what to avoid. Output format, exact structure you want back. Self-check, what should the model verify before responding? You don't need all 6 sections every time. For simple tasks, role plus task plus format is enough. For complex tasks, use all 6. The point is, you always have a starting structure instead of staring at a blank prompt. If this feels like a lot, don't worry. You don't need to use all 10 patterns from day 1. Here's a 7-day plan. Days 1 and 2, just practice adding role and task to every prompt. That alone will improve your output significantly. Day 3, start using delimiters and specifying output format. Wrap your context in XML tags. Tell the model exactly what to return. Days 4 and 5, add few short examples and try chain of thought. Show the model what you want instead of just describing it. Days 6 and 7, combine everything. Write full production prompts with role, task, context, constraints, format, examples, and self-check. By the end of 1 week, you'll be getting dramatically better results. And more importantly, you'll be getting them consistently, not just when you get lucky. A few pro tips before we close. First, build a prompt library. Every time a prompt works great, save it. Organize by task type, code review, documentation, debugging, refactoring. Second, A/B test your prompts. Try 2 versions on the same input. Keep the better one. Third, temperature 0 for code and logic, 0.7 for creative tasks. Temperature controls randomness. For deterministic output, keep it at 0. Fourth, repeat your most important rules at the end of the prompt. Models have recency bias, they pay extra attention to what comes last. Fifth, don't paste your entire code base. Only the relevant file or function. More context means more noise. Be surgical. Sixth, version your prompts in Git. When something breaks, you can diff and roll back. Treat prompts as a first-class engineering artifact. They deserve the same rigor as code. If you remember only one thing from this video, let it be this. Prompt engineering is not a magic skill. It's not about tricks or hacks. It's about writing clear, complete specifications. The exact same skill you use every day when writing code, documentation, or Jira tickets. Be specific. Be structured. Be explicit about what you want. That's it. That's the whole secret. The 10 patterns are just tools to help you be more specific in different ways. Start with one pattern. Add more as you get comfortable. Your AI output will improve immediately and keep improving as you practice. Here's your challenge. After this video, take your worst prompt, the one that always gives bad output. Apply just 3 things, role, task, and output format. Run it again and see the difference. I promise you'll be surprised. If this video helped, like and subscribe for more developer productivity content. Drop a comment with your best prompt engineering tip. I read every one. Thanks for watching. Go build something great.